Hello everyone. Hello Year 1 BSL and Deaf Studies students. Sorry I can't be with you today, but thank you for coming to listen to my session. I'm here today to tell you all about the career service and how we can help you while you're a student and beyond, to let you know about how to get in touch with us, what we offer, what our events are, and to suggest some activities that you might want to do this summer and over Year 2 to get you ready for that graduate career for when you finish your course. Okay, so our careers team, we're a smallish team, but we're a very friendly and approachable, knowledgeable team, and we're based in the student centre. Which is across from the engineering building, the brand new centre, and we're on the upper ground floor. So if you want to come and see us, you can drop in there at any time. If you go in the back doors where the library is and you turn left, we're right at the end. We've got some big sign here now that says Student Achievement Services. And if you just check in here where my cursor is, we've got someone on the drop in there. We've got an advisor there all the time to meet with students. You don't need an appointment. You can just turn up for 20 minutes and have a chat to someone for anything career related. So, ultimately we're here to help you with your, with your career planning, some of the kind of things that you might want to come speak to us about on the drop-in. You might be applying for a voluntary position, an internship, a part-time job, a graduate job when you leave, and you might want a CV cover letter check. You might want us to have a look over an application form. You might want to us to have a look over your LinkedIn profile, talk about searching for jobs, talk about work experience, volunteering, anything like that. You could just drop in without an appointment. Monday to Friday during office hours. We're there during all the summer holidays as well, and someone can see you. Okay, if you want something a bit more detailed and you want to spend more time with a careers advisor, you could book a 45-minute appointment. That'll take place in a confidential room, or it can take place online in our handshake system, which I'll tell you about shortly. So if you want to kind of say, well, I'm doing this career, I'm not sure what my job options and career options may be, I want to get a plan together, I'm struggling making a career decision, I want you to have a thorough look of an application form for a position I'm applying for. I've got a mock interview, in 2 weeks' time, here's a job details. Can you put together a specific mock interview based on that job? Then that is something that we can do for you as well. And the support is lifelong. So once you've graduated, we can support you up until you retire. And if you move away, the support is virtual as well. So it's all there for you. You may have heard about Handshake. So Handshake is a bit like LinkedIn, but for students and new graduates. So there's thousands of employers on there and up to 2,000 kind of opportunities on there for students at any given time. And it's where employers will advertise opportunities for students and new graduates. So if there were any kind of part-time jobs at the university for students, they would go on Handshake. It might be, it might be internship. It might be, a part-time job. It could be, a graduate job or a graduate scheme. And a lot of employers will, rather than having to go around to all the university career services, they could just put that opportunity as a Handshake for you to view. You could do a search, use some keywords. You can save those job search alerts. As you log in and you register, make sure you fill in all the details about what kind of sectors and jobs you're interested in, and then you can make sure that the information you get in your news feed is relevant to you. And there's opportunities available for all sectors, every sector that you can imagine. So it's relevant for all students. What you can do on there as well, you can fill in your profile a bit like your LinkedIn profile, so employers can view you, might let you know about opportunities that they'd like you to apply for. That has happened in the past. And you can follow employers that you're interested in, if they're registered in Handshake, and then you'll get notified as and when they advertise any jobs. And you can search and register for any careers events and fairs that are happening at the university, and that is where you book appointments with careers advisors as well, both while you're at university and when you graduated. So if there's one thing that you take away from today, is to download Handshake and get registered. And you could do that at uclan.ac.uk/handshake, or you can download it for free in the App Store. Career Edge, if you've not heard of it, is another online system that we provide for students. And that is where you'll find lots of online tools and resources to help you with your career planning. So if you go to uclan.ac.uk/career edge, and there's a link on the Student Hub as well on the careers page, log in with the usual username and password, your UCLan details, you'll be able to log in. I could talk all day about career edge. The best thing to do is to log in and have a good look round and see what's there. But some of the main section that you might be interested in, as you can see here, the popular tools tab. So on there, we've got complete CV solution where you can, there's a CV and cover letter builder. You can run your CV through some digital software, which will, that will give you some feedback. You can submit your CV to a careers advisor for an email review and get lots of advice and resources about CVs as well. Interview 360, where you can browse typical interview questions, get advice about how to answer them, and take a virtual mock interview as well. Aptitude test, if you ever apply for the opportunity to do some online tests, you can practice them on there. If you ever go for an assessment centre, and that's not just for big businesses these days, local authorities, colleges and universities, schools may ask you to come along to an assessment centre. So our assessment centre tool will help you practice. You've got our elevator pitch builder, which will help you be prepared if you're going around to any careers fairs and you're asked, tell me about yourself, or you're in an interview and they say, tell me about yourself. That will help you to get prepared. So log in and have a good look around Career Edge. There's lots of other things on there. You can take assessments to review your skills, strengths, personality and motivations to help you to be more self-aware and be prepared to speak to employers about that. You can watch videos of people doing the jobs. You can get advice about where to search for jobs and lots of different things. So that's Career Edge. And again, you'll have access to that when you graduate too. The Graduate Prospects website, if you've not heard of it, is a fantastic resource for you to explore lots of different graduate careers. So if you go to prospects.ac.uk, it's all written by higher education careers advisors, and there's a number of things on there. But if we click on jobs and work experience and click on job profiles, and you can either browse by sector or browse by A to Z. If this is a specific job that you're interested in, it will show you a fact sheet of that job, and it will tell you what you do in the job, how much you can earn, what qualifications, skills and work experience you need, what are the specific places that those jobs are advertised, how you can develop in that career. Are things like home working and part-time working common in that sector? Are there certain areas of the country where there might be more opportunities, and also a list of related careers to that as well. So there are over 400 on there, so I can guarantee there's a lot that you've never heard of. I think it's important to note that although you're doing a very specific degree, and it might be assumed there might be kind of more obvious kind of careers that you might be kind of heading towards, whether it's communication support worker, interpreter, teaching, things like that. There will be so many jobs and careers where you can transfer your transferable skills, your kind of knowledge and outlook. It's not just about what you studied, it's about your personal skills, your interests, your work experience, your degree subjects is just part of a package of what you're offering. And up to 80% of, graduate careers are not bothered about what degree subject you studied. Okay, they're bothered about the fact that you've got a degree, but you're interested in that job. Have you got some relevant, voluntary work that you built up during your degree? Or sometimes, a degree is kind of access to do maybe a postgraduate conversion course for kind of 9 or 12 months to convert to a similar or completely different career. So please don't limit your options. Have a good look through that. The earlier that kind of what you're interested in, where you're heading, as you're going through your degree, what kind of transferable skills and experiences that you need to build up. So the earlier you do it, the better. You can also have a look at careers advice section. You look at what can I do with my degree. But there's not every degree subject on there, and granted there isn't a BSL and desk studies because obviously it's quite a niche area, but you can have a look at education, modern languages, any other kinds of areas, and just have a kind of a look at the kind of job options that are kind of more closely linked to those subjects. But it's a really good resource for your career planning. You can also on the home page you'll see it'll pop up saying take the test or something along those lines. Where basically will ask you lots of different questions about yourself, and it will suggest some careers and jobs which may suit you. So that could be useful to do as well. Okay, so this is just 2 or 3 slides about the careers fairs that have taken place earlier this year and also last year, so in this academic year. So some of you may already have been aware and have gone to those, and if you did, fantastic. If you didn't, don't worry, because you're on at the end of year one and they happen year on year. So in October, so this is a slide for October last year, but October this year, we're going to have another kind of like big careers fair where sometimes there's up to 100 employers. If you go to it with kind of with an open mind, there are lots of different types of employees from lots of different sectors, and you can always register for the event and handshake and get a list of who's coming. So it may be that there might just be kind of a couple, maybe kind of employers there that you're interested in, but there might be kind of a handful. But you can have a look at their website, do a bit of research about them, think about what you want to ask them. So you're really prepared when you turn up, you've got some specific questions prepared for them. If you need any help with that, or you're feeling confident doing that, then come and book an appointment, with myself beforehand. And if I didn't mention at the start, sorry, my name is Francesca Smith, and I'm one of the careers advisors, and I'm linked to courses within the School of Business and the School of Psychology, Languages and Humanities that you're in. So you can see any careers advisor, but because I'm more closely linked to your school, if you can, it'd be great to come and book an appointment with me. So that's our big careers fair that happens on the upper ground floor of the student centre in October each year. So October 24 will be the next one. And we also have 2 actually, one in February, but also one in September as well. Part-time jobs fairs. And so if you're looking for a part-time job, you can come along and speak to the employers that are interested in recruiting UCLan students for those. And then following up from that, so next one will be probably like between January and March 25, will be some more sector specific fairs. So the groupings and the titles can change year on year, but these were the ones from last year. The engineering one, the construction took place slightly earlier, but there's a public services fair and a teaching fair and a business fair and health professionals. So, if you're interested in any of those sectors, you can come along and speak to the employers who are there about the opportunities that they have. Okay. So just to mention it as well, if you can't have any part-time positions for students, paid or voluntary, they tend to be advertised on Handshake as well. So it's really important that you get registered on there. So for example, we've got student recruitment ambassadors that often are advertised on Handshake. You might have seen them in the red jackets, I call them, helping out with open day and events. You use the communication, their interpersonal skills. It may be that prospective students may come, and some of them may be deaf or hard of hearing, or have a visual impairment or a disability, and there's a chance to kind of to speak to them and communicate with them. It may be that you're communicating with people that English might not be the first language, a wide range of kind of of people really. So you can always get kind of transferable skills and experiences from these positions. Sometimes we have careers ambassadors where we ask students to come and these are paid jobs, to work for the career service and help us kind of engage with students and encourage students to engage with the career service. We could be helping at our drop-in, or creating marketing materials, or going out and doing some outreach work with kind of students. So again, if you want to work in education with people, some great transferable skills and experiences there. Wellbeing ambassadors, you may have seen the blue jackets. So they work with students who have declared a disability or a long-term health condition to UCLan. And they support students to attend lectures, go to appointments and things like that. They get fantastic training on a range of really interesting areas. For you doing your course, that very well may be an area of interest to you. And they're a really nice team. They all seem to kind of gel well and make friends and get to know each other. So yeah, there's just a few opportunities that may come up early next year. Keep your eye out on Handshake. And we've also got peer mentoring. So if any of you are interested in teaching and education, a lot of those positions have moved to kind of voluntary positions now, but do keep your eye out because there might be some senior paid positions possibly. obviously. But that includes maybe for kind of second and third year students who might want to help maybe kind of support students with first year students with you know, in a certain number of kind of topics within the course. So it may be that you're maybe working one-on-one or in small groups with students, with first year students, to help them with kind of certain course material. Okay. I mean, a course rep you know, is a fantastic opportunity to build experience, you know, working with, you know, lots of different types of kind of levels of positions within organisation. You know, you'd be speaking to students, you'd be getting their views, you'd be communicating that to kind of, you know, management teams. So again, you know, it's a voluntary position, but one that's really useful and looks really good on your CV. Volunteering, you know, for you know, making the assumption that you are likely to want to kind of have a career working with people in a helping role. You know, usually the case kind of, you know, when I speak to BSL and deaf studies students, you know, if you don't have a great deal of work, if you do have a great deal of work experience, then that's fantastic. If you don't, then you may want to consider maybe giving up some of your time while you're a student to volunteer. And that only might, depending on the position, might only be, you know, a few hours a month or a couple of hours a week or whatever you've got to give. So if you want to volunteer for a specific organisation that you might want to work for in the future, then obviously we'll have a look at their website and see what opportunities that they've got. But what you can also do is take advantage of CVCL. Now, that is basically an organisation which is a UCLan to help students find volunteer work. So if you click on this website, it'll take you straight through to the details. You can book an appointment, speak to kind of Claire or Kat who work in the team, tell them what kind of stuff that you're interested in, what kind of groups you want to work in, and what area of, you know, career interests you have. And they have lots of partnerships with different employers and relationships with them that are looking for volunteers that can help to set you something up. And, you know, if you do quite a bit of volunteer, you know, they have a number of awards. So if you do so many hours volunteering, you get the bronze award, a silver or a gold as well. And there's also Do It that I've linked to there, which is like a national database of volunteering opportunities. So you can go on there and you can select, oh, I want to work with children, I want to work with people with disabilities, I want to work with women, refugees, whatever it is. And it will, yeah, you put your postcode in and it will let you know if there's any volunteer opportunities advertised at that time. Because obviously experience is going to be key to go along with your degree. Okay, just a couple of quotes, you know, from students, some really positive things that they've said about coming to see careers, you know, such as, you know, we help you to find a part-time job, which gave the transferable skills you needed for your career. It was great coming in year one because I could see what I wanted to do upon graduation and get a plan together. So yeah, it is really important to start as soon as you can. Here's a little bit of a checklist. If you want one, if you want to start over the summer and next year, in relation to your careers planning, you know, some suggested activities such as getting registered on Handshake, exploring careers that you're interested in, and making a bit of a career shortlist. You know, some of you may already know exactly what you want to do. That's absolutely great. But for those of you who aren't sure, I want to look a bit more widely, you might want to get like a top three kind of, you know, shortlist together and have a look at the job profiles and graduate prospects and find out more about those careers. From there, you might want to arrange some fact-finding interviews. You might want to make, you know, some kind of contacts and speak to people who are doing those jobs. And Handshake might be a good place to kind of network with people and find people doing those jobs. If you're struggling with that, come and speak to me. I can give you some further ideas. Speak to someone who actually does the job. You know, what is a typical day for you? What's a typical week for you? What do you like about your job? What challenges do you have? What advice would you give to someone entering the sector now? Possibly following up with maybe a day's work shadowing. You know, once you've done that, then obviously you should have a better idea about which career fits with you better. Arranging some work experience, whether it's through a part-time job or voluntary work or a mixture of the two. And probably getting your CV together as well will be something that I suggest that you do soon, because even if you're applying for a voluntary position, it may be the case that, well, likely to be the case that, you may need to submit a CV. So go on Career Edge and start having a work through our CV resources, and use our CV builder if you wish. And then if you want any feedback on that, you can book an appointment at Handshake, which can be face-to-face or virtual. Pop into the drop-in without an appointment for 20 minutes with a copy of your CV, or you can on CV Solution on Career Edge, there's an option for CV review, and it can get emailed to a careers advisor, and you'll get some email feedback in 5 working days. Okay, so a few things for you to be keeping you busy this summer to help with your career planning. So that takes me to the end of the presentation, really. All I really wanted to do is to let you know that, we're here to support you. My name's Francesca Smith. I'm your Link Careers Advisor, to try and kind of come and see me if possible. It would be great to meet some of you. There are some things that you should be doing now to kind of get you ready for kind of graduation. Don't leave it too late. And, just please do, have a look at our careers fairs and our events and access our support. We're here to help you. So that's everything from me. So thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions at all, you can either send me a message on Handshake. You can just come to the drop-in. Or you can, I've pop the careers contact details here. You can give us a call or an email and leave a message for me, and I'll get back to you. Best of luck with your final submissions, assignments, coursework, exams, whatever you need to do. And just give me a shout if you need me. Bye for now.